Yo, it's your boy King Dre, and I'm coming at y'all again with another one, man. I got my man here, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's going on, player?
Chilling. What's going on? You can hear me? Everything good?
Yeah, everything good, man. We're gonna let the room pile up for a little bit, man. Before I start though, man, while we letting the room pile up, I was cleaning out my inbox about a month ago, my Facebook DMs, man. And I was cleaning my shit out and going back and just looking at like old DMs with holes and shit like that.
Right.
And I saw that I messaged you, man. I didn't know that you used to the Facebook group Real Talk group shit like that. I didn't know you was the admin on that shit or that was your group.
Yeah, that was a minute ago.
Yeah, I was in that group, man, and I accidentally deleted myself out of the group, and I messaged you to put me back in, and you put me back in.
Right.
That was probably the most popping group I've been in on Facebook, bro.
Yeah, I stopped fucking with that group after a while because I think I had shut it down because people was getting too crazy in there. I was like, that was some other shit. You know what I'm saying?
That group was live. That was a live group. What made you start that though? What made you?
Yeah, I just was like, I wanted a Facebook group that was about relationships. You know what I'm saying? So let me start this because like when I started it, there wasn't really that many out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I put it out, and then people started coming in, and then people started posting, and the discussions was good back and forth. But then it got to the point where it was like, yo, like I kept getting emails from people talking about, yo, this person said this and this person said that, and you got to talk to this, and I'm like, yo, I ain't got no time for that. So I just shut the whole thing down. I was like, we're done. Yeah.
Right.
Because I wanted it to be a free for all where it's like everybody could just say what they want to say. Do what they want to do, whatever. But it was like people couldn't like really govern themselves in that situation. So I was like, we can't do this because y'all don't know what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That group was popping, man. That group was really popping. I said, damn, this Mr. Locario.
Right.
I was going back and I'm cleaning out my shit. And I'm like, is this Mr. Locario? I saw your whole name or whatever on there.
Yeah, that was a minute ago. That was like, that was like what? Like probably. I think I started that maybe like 8 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. I was in it about 2011 when I used to be in them Facebook groups, but that was probably one of the more live groups that I've been in. That was a real, I was wondering what made you start that too. Like, what would make you start that?
Yeah, it was just something for people to like, talk more about relationships. I was like, man, because I was looking for certain stuff, and there was certain other people who had relationship groups, but it was like. A lot of it was like, like church group types of people,
right.
About like, oh, God to find you a man, and everything is like on that hunky dory type of, Steve Harvey shit. So I was like,
right.
This ain't really what it's about. You know what I'm
saying? That shit was like that shit had got to like gender war, like gender World War III in that motherfucker. That shit was crazy, man. That was a crazy group, man. Yeah. Shout out to you for that one, man. But when you ready to go, let's go, man. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, so we got my man, Mr. Locario. Now, I was asked this question on my Instagram maybe a few weeks ago about my top 5 dating coaches, right?
Right.
And you was definitely one of them, right? Because of the authenticity, you have a different style. Right. And a lot of these young guys don't know you've been around for a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You've been around for a minute. I used to follow Tariq Nasheed and used to advertise on his shit. 12 years ago. So a lot of these cats don't know you're OG in this game, man. So
shout out to Tariq, man. Shout out to
Tariq. Yeah, man. It's Mr. Locario, man. It's just I'm humbled to, he gave me a chance to interview him and shit. And let's go. Let's get into it though. So starting off, man, where you from? And where you from, like your background?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, you know what I'm saying? Born and raised. I was grew up in Flatbush. I moved to Williamsburg, then now I'm in Bed-Stuy. So just my whole life, just straight Brooklyn.
Straight Brooklyn? Okay.
I mean, so I've been here for a minute. So, and then, my family's from, my dad's from Jamaica. My mother's side of the family is from Guatemala and shit. So, so it's just
right.
Different joints going on.
And have you lived anywhere else outside of Brooklyn, New York?
Nah, not at all. I've visited other places, but I've never lived anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like every other place I visited, I was like, "This is cool," but it ain't New York. Like I just
right.
New York, you know what I'm saying?
Now, in your experience, what's the difference between the women in New York, because I have experiences with some bitches from New York, bro, and it's a different. They're broads in New York a different level. What's your experience like traveling or going different places with the different women from New York versus other places?
Yeah, I think that one of the big differences is I've noticed is that other places, like I was in Houston, I was in I went to even Brazil, I went to Montreal, I went to just other states along the East Coast, whatever. I went to Cali on the West Coast, and so New York chicks, depending on where you go in New York or the areas you're at in New York, certain women are going to be more receptive than others. You know what I'm saying? So, but in other places, I feel like overall the energy is more receptive in other places. Like when I was in Houston, the chicks were just real, receptive. In Montreal, chicks real friendly. You understand? Like they're more receptive to just having conversations. In New York, you're gonna have situations where it's hit or miss. So like one type of chick, or in this certain environment, she'll be receptive, but in another environment, she won't be receptive. So you might have a girl you see at a rooftop bar, she might be receptive than if you was to like try to holler at her walking down the street. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
She'll be the same girl, you know what I mean? But she'll be receptive based off the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crazy.
Now, as far as like New York go, I know they got some homies from New York, man. Them cats aggressive, and they got a lot of game too.
Right.
As far as being from Brooklyn and things like that, do you feel like what did your upbringing, right? Your upbringing and your environment growing up, like did that give you an insight on how women operate? And as far as the game, like did you learn a lot of shit from your environment? Is what I'm saying. Like coming up as a kid, like the things that you saw in your environment when it came to women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. See, the thing is, because people always try to get on me talking about, because I always talk about the whole looks thing and how,
Oh yeah, I was definitely gonna get into that.
Right. The whole looks don't matter joint. You know what I'm saying? Right. I talk about how looks matter, but it also don't matter. And so when I was growing up, I saw. And I was, and I learned game from dudes who were not good looking dudes. You see what I'm saying? Right. They had bad chicks all the time. So I'm like, so that's what made me understand that. And also too, I would have women who, they would say, "Oh, I think you're attractive and this and that," but they still wouldn't get with me. So I'm like, what the fuck was the point of
right?
And if that's not the end all be all. But when I was growing up, I had dudes in my neighborhood who they would show me certain things, or I would just observe certain things based off of how they would act towards women. So there was this one time, though. This is the funny part. There was this one dude that I used to hang out with. He was a little bit older than me, and I never forget. He picked me up in his car because he was like, "Yo, let's go out to this spot." So he picked me up in the car, and he had this bad chick in the front seat, in the passenger seat. So we was driving, and the chick she started like acting sort of like funny towards him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he was like, he's like, "Listen, get the fuck out the car." Right. So she gets out the car, and I'm looking at him like, "Yo, what was good?" Right. He was like, "No." He's like, "Yo, don't worry about it. She'll be back in a few minutes." So he had the car parked. She gets out the car. She starts walking away like she's leaving. 5 minutes later, she comes back and gets in the car and shit. Right. And so I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is that about? Right. So then we drive to the place, we chilling at the place, and then I see him the next day, and I say, "Yo, what was that yesterday like?" You know what I'm saying? She was mad disrespectful. He told her to get the fuck out, and then she come back and like, "What is that?" And so he was telling me, he was schooling me. He was like, "Yo, you got to let chicks know what you're about and what you don't tolerate." You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
He's like, "I just gave her a timeout." You feel what I'm saying? And so what happened was, that same chick, and she was bad too. I said, "Yo," I was like, "This chick is bad." So he was like, "Yo, do you want to hit?" I said, "Hell fucking yeah, I want to hit." So then he told me come through to his crib. The chick was at the crib, and I ended up smashing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was like little shit like that where it was like I was seeing how he was interacting with the girl. I was seeing how easily it was for her to just fucking just some random dude, which was me. You feel what I'm saying? So there's a lot of these different like situations that I've grown up in that showed me the reality of how women operate versus what they try to show you on TV and all this other goofy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to my dude EO in the chat.
Shout out to EO. Shout out my man Afi, man.
Shout out to it was good.
Moving on right now, I've dealt with quite a few women from New York, right? And the women that from New York are aggressive as fuck. Like you have to be real. In my perspective, you have to be real. And I got a story on my channel about, you know, this bitch tried to like set me on fire or whatever. This bitch was from New York. Yeah, that shit was crazy. But you gotta be like, you can't be no sucker, right? Dealing with New York women. Do you feel, right, in your opinion, do you feel you need to be, you know, you need to have a different level of game to deal with New York women and be successful? Especially like women from rougher environments. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like your game need to be on a tip-top level versus if it's a chick from fucking Charlotte, North Carolina or some shit like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, yeah, definitely. See, the thing is this, with and it's not even just a New York thing, but it's just with women, period, is that based off of the type of woman you're dealing with, you know, and this is me personally. I don't like to deal with chicks who give me a hard time with nothing. You understand?
Right.
Like I just don't like to deal with that you know, at all. Like I even you know, my ex, that's part of why we broke up was, you know, her sort of starting to be a little bit too much extra energy. I'm like, I'm not even fucking with that. And so what it is that, but at the same time, you definitely have to be more on point with your game, because based off of how the woman's coming at you, you have to make sure that you are centered and you are on your square so that she doesn't really knock you off, because a lot of times dudes are very reactive to what women do. And so the smart thing to do is you have to be centered in what you're about, and then so that nothing can sort of throw you off. So it's almost like I say it like this. It's like, let's say you have a company, a business, and you have rules and regulations in your company and business and protocol. So you already know what your protocol is. So whenever you bring somebody into the business, they got to follow that protocol. If they don't follow that protocol, you'd be like, all right, well, you got to get fired, or you get demoted, or you get a warning, or whatever it is. And so you got to have that same mentality when you're dealing with these chicks. Is like, yo, I already know what my standards are and what I find acceptable and not acceptable. So if you cross that line, or this, you know, you're not doing what you need to do, we good. Out of there. You know, right. We good. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it easier on you, and then it makes it to deal with them, and it gives you sort of like a guideline to say, okay, should I charge this? Because a lot of guys ask me, should I keep messing with this girl or not? And I'm like, that's based off of your criteria. It's based off of what you're trying to do. Now, if she's violating all those things that you put into place, then it should tell you, don't fuck with her. If she's going along with what you're trying to do, you keep fucking with her. It's that simple. You see what I'm saying? So it gives you that sort of like guideline. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Cool. Now, kind of piggybacking off of something that, with that, what you just said, are you more of, because me, myself, you know, you got some people that would rather like demote their women and shit like that. Are you more of a demoter, or you just charge them?
And that's the thing. It depends, because I'll charge a chick based, like, demoting usually happens if I've had some history with the girl.
Right.
Charging is when she's acting fucked up at the beginning. So if I meet a girl, let's say I meet a girl next week, and we hang out and we hook up or whatever, and let's say I hook up with her maybe 2 other times, and we've been seeing each other for like, you know, less than a month or something like that. And then she start acting wild and crazy and start doing some bullshit, she's charged. There's no demoting. She's charged. Now, let's say I've been seeing a girl for like 6 months, 7, 8 months. Everything's been cool. She's been cooperating. Everything's been kind of, you know, on point. And then let's say she starts slipping up a little bit, then I'll demote her. And then if she keeps fucking up, then I charge her.
Right. Yeah, I run a similar program, man. I run a similar program. Right. Now, like I say, for the younger guys, man, Locario been around for a minute, man, a long time. And definitely gamed up, right? Because you can't, this motherfucker got 3,000. How many videos you got on YouTube? 3,000.
Over 3,000. Well, that's the thing. I had another channel before this. I actually had about like 7 or 8 channels since I started YouTube. But back in the day, they used to cut your channel off quickly for just whatever.
For bullshit, yeah.
For a lot of bullshit. So right now I got about 3,000, over 3,000 videos. On my last channel, I had about 2,000 videos, and then I had another channel before that had about 1,500 videos.
Yeah, so you can't fake no game with 3,000 videos. You can't just wake up talking and making 3,000 videos and you ain't authentic. So I said all that to say, like, what led you into wanting to learn the game and to have the edge over women? Because most guys, right? Most guys don't have the mentality that we have, that where it's like something sparks us to want to have the edge, right? Most guys just float through life and dealing with women, and it is going to be what it is. But there are a few guys, right, amongst the bunch that say, you know what, I'm trying to figure these hoes out. I want to have the edge. I want to have the upper hand, you know, in this deal. What led you to that point in your life?
Right. I think what led me to there is basically just being confused. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I was like, because look, I remember, I think one of the first few books that I read was The Art of Macking from Target Nasheed. Shout out Target Nasheed. And there was another book called Double Your Dating by this dude named David D'Angelo. So those are like the first two books that I read on like game or whatever. And what led me to wanting to learn it was being confused, dealing with women where shit that just didn't make sense. So it was like I said earlier, where I'd have women who, there was, for example, there was this girl I liked, and I said to her, and at the time I had dreadlocks, and I said to her, I said, yo, what type of guys do you like? And she was like, oh, I like, dark-skinned guys with dreadlocks. So I'm like, is this chick fucking with me or something? I'm like, yo, I'm exactly what you saying you like, but you ain't trying to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And so shit like that would confuse me. And so I was like, I don't understand this shit. So as I started to, deal with more women, as I started to like learn shit from other guys, as I started to read more books and all this other stuff, it was like shit started to click. Because see, and this is what people don't understand about the game. There's a difference between hearing about something and actually living it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the thing is, when you don't live it, it's hard for you to relate to it. You understand?
Right.
A lot of people, this is why you got a lot of people on YouTube. They be like, oh, this game stuff is stupid and it's just all about your looks, money, and status. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers don't know nothing about this game because you're not living the situation. So you're not in those situations to see how women really act, to see how women really operate, and to be in a situation to where and also I think this is what prompts guys like us to really get into this stuff and to really understand it, is because I feel like you have to love women to an extent to even want to, like, you know what I'm saying, to bother. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, really, because I think a lot of dudes, they like women, you feel me? They like to fuck with chicks, whatever. A lot of guys want that, but they don't really have like
a love for this shit.
Right,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I love interacting with bitches.
Exactly. It's like
it's like damn near a hobby for me, bro. Always have been a hobby to fuck with bitches and try to get over on bitches and try to get them to be submissive and get them to do. That's always been like my hobby since I was a fucking kid. So yeah, you're right. It gotta be in you. It gotta be in you.
Right. And that's the thing. And so there's a lot of guys out there who either they try to downplay it, like, oh, this, that's nothing, and why are you wasting time with women? And I'm like, yo, every guy wants to deal with women, period. I don't give, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're
That's fucking nature, fam. It's nature. Like, you wired to want to deal with the opposite sex. Period.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't no getting around that.
Exactly. And so because of that, it's like that for me personally made me want to understand how to make these situations better for me. And then so once I started to see it got better for me, then I was like, oh shit, I can help other motherfuckers get it better for them. You know what I mean? Because I was, there were certain people that taught me certain things that it changed my whole perspective and made shit make more sense and made me have more success. So I was like, if this guy that I know in my neighborhood could help me with this shit, I could probably help motherfuckers out with this shit now that I know this information. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
To make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's real, man. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna get a little in your business a little bit, right?
Do it.
Have you ever been a nice guy? And I'm talking about the nice guy that we talk about.
Right.
Like, have you ever been one of those motherfuckers that's like bitches running over you and you know what I'm saying? Have you ever been that dude at any point in your life? And if so, what sparked you to change? Like, what incident made you be like, you know what, fuck this shit?
Yeah, hell yeah. I used to be a super nice guy, and I feel like there's still little increments of the nice guy in me sometimes, because like I even did a video the other day where I was talking about never feel sorry for women.
Right.
And that's part of me. Sometimes we still feeling sorry for chicks. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, this chick is hopeless. Don't know what the fuck she doing in life, you know. And I'll be feeling bad. I'm like, damn, this chick is gonna fuck her whole shit up, and I'll be feeling real bad for them. But it's like, but again, that's that nice guy energy.
Right.
Because for those who don't know, it's like we talk about the nice guy. It's the guy who bends over backwards, who tries to appease women, tries to please women.
Yeah. Let me clarify that too. I don't mean like being a genuinely decent human being. I mean, when I say nice guy, I mean like the simp who bent over backwards and take advantage of. That's what I mean.
Exactly. Right. And I used to be that guy when I was younger, when I was like a teenager, especially. It was, you know, it was crazy because again, we're indoctrinated into thinking, oh, you know, like be nice to her, buy her flowers, and you know, like open the door for her and cater to her. So you grow up thinking that, and so you start doing that, and then you realize, damn, this shit is getting me shit on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, right. And so I always tell guys, it's not about being a nice guy; it's about being who the fuck you are, and being honest. That's it. Oh, because look. It's not about being some jerk or asshole. That's what dudes think. They think I gotta chick bad. You don't gotta just be. Look, if you're honest, you're gonna see more authentic, and that's what makes you more attractive to women. Because the thing is, there's gonna be times where women come to you, and you want to say no to them. So just say no to them. Say, nah, I ain't doing that. We ain't doing this. I'm not really feeling that. This is what we gonna do. You know, just be that authoritative man, and that's when women's gonna want to fuck with you. And it's right. You see what I mean? Right.
So what was it? A particular incident that said that you was like, you know what, I can't be like this no more. I gotta tighten my game.
Yeah. I remember this shit was so annoying. There was a store called Urban Outfitters. I don't even know if they still have this around. But it was in Manhattan, and there was this girl who worked there, and I went to buy some clothes. I saw her. I approached her. I was like, "Yo, we should like hang out, blah blah blah." Right? So I got her number. So I hit her up and I say, "Yo, let's meet up on Wednesday or whatever." So she's like, "Oh, I get off of work at 9:00." Right? So I get there maybe like 10 minutes to 9. I'm waiting outside, you know, for her or whatever, and then she comes out and she's like, "Oh, give me like 5 more minutes." So I said, "All right, cool." 5 minutes turned into 10 minutes. 10 minutes turned into 20 minutes. 20 minutes turned into half an hour. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting out here for this shit. So she finally comes out and she's like, "Oh, hey, I don't think we can hang out because my friend called me and she wants to chill." Right? Now, so I'm just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sitting there looking like I just wasted all this time coming out here waiting for you, and now you know what I mean? And it's just like, that shit had me tight. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
And that was just like one incident. But that was like the incident that it was like other incidents like that happened before, but that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, because I've been in a lot of situations where it was like I felt me getting taken advantage of by the chick. And so I was like, why the fuck am I keep getting this shit going? Why does it keep going like this? You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm not feeling this shit.
Right.
It's like, and it's weird because you feel it in your gut. You're like, yo,
it ain't something ain't right.
Yeah, like really, like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so that and see, I think even to go on a little tangent is that this is where you get a lot of guys on the internet now who are MGTOWs or who are frustrated with women, or who have that, you know, what they call red pill rage and all that shit, because, you know, until you understand the game, it's like it's almost like you feel that anger and frustration because you're lost spiritually when it comes to dealing with women. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it is. You're lost. You know what I'm saying? And so it feels crazy. And then so either the guy's gonna, you know, get angry and just keep being angry, or he's gonna learn some game and understand how to make it work for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's like Jordan. You know, like if you winning at the game, or if you semi-successful, you don't have disdain for it. Like I have the same views as far as like the MGTOW shit and you know, all those guys. Like it's like you only think that way because you losing, right? And you have a losing mentality. When, like I say, even if you semi-successful at basketball, you don't just pick up and just like fuck this game. I'm done playing fucking basketball unless you've been getting your ass kicked and taking losses. But if you winning and shit, even if you winning halfway, right, you still, you know, you still keep at it if you love it. You know,
right? Exactly. Right. That's what it is.
Yeah. So what saying that? What made you want to like? Okay, I'm learning the game. I'm out here. I'm successful. I'm bagging chicks. I'm getting them to cooperate. I'm getting them to be submissive. Now I want to teach other guys how to do this. Like what was it that made you say, okay, I want to spread the knowledge and I want to help out other guys to become better, you know, at the game. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a time where social media was out. But I remember hearing your ads, bro, before like this shit was popping like this. Like Instagram, before Instagram was popping and YouTube wasn't really it was cool, but like what made you want to do it even back then? You know what I mean?
Right, because
before seeing that it was like a real market. See, people come on now and they see cats like AMS or they see what's the other white guy? The fuck is his name, man? Corey Wayne, like how wildly successful they are. And a lot of cats are like, oh shit, I want to do it to get some money like that. But back then it wasn't that thing to where you can see that it was actual money into it. So like what back then made you want to you know, help guys out? And if there was anybody that inspired you in particular?
Right. Well, the thing was, you know, dudes, I mean, one of the biggest people that inspired me was like Tariq Nasheed, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know, when I read the Art of Mac and I saw like how he was doing, I was like, oh shit, like, you know, it was just like, okay, a black guy writing books, doing all this stuff. But I wasn't even thinking about it on that level at first. Because like I just got on YouTube in 2008 and I just started putting out videos it had my email address on it. That was it. I had no website, no books, no nothing. I was just, you know, giving out advice. So I wasn't even necessarily thinking about it on a business level at first. I was thinking about it on just like, yo, I know some shit. Let me put it out there. And so once I started doing that, I was getting emails from a lot of different people. I was like, oh shit, people actually care about this stuff like that and want to hear more information. So I was like, let me take it seriously and you know, build something off of this. You see what I'm saying? And then so the fact that I saw that people were actually wanting to hear more and wanted to see more and wanted to you know, make it happen, that's what made me say, okay, cool, let me really do it for real. You know what I'm saying? And so I started my my website. I put out this ebook for free, and this is the part that I messed up though, because I remember I put out there's a book called Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. So it's a free book, a free like ebook I put out, and I put it on my site for free, and I also put it on a couple other sites for free. And so what happened was I didn't know about getting people's emails to put on the contact list at the time. So I had a bunch of people who downloaded it. I got combined on the internet, I probably had like 30,000 people download my shit within the span of a few months. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I was hyped that it was happening. I was like, oh, this is dope. But I was pissed off because I was like, I just lost out on 30,000 emails. You feel what I'm saying? I was like, fuck, I fucked up my shit. But it's a learning process.
Right.
So it was like after I was like, I got to set up the email thing, I got to set up all the shit to make it actually work. You know what I'm saying? To make it a business. You see what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. And what is your experience? Like, what in doing this, right? Because there's some things that in doing this, and I've only been doing this maybe a year, right? But it opened my eyes up to a whole different world as far as the level of simping and shit like that goes on. Like, I didn't realize how rare guys like us were, like guys who knew what the fuck was going on. I thought the whole world was like this. Right, I thought everybody was players. You know, you always had suckers and shit, but I didn't realize it was that much. Right,
it was that many, right?
Right. So, what in for you, like in doing this, what did you learn as far as, you know, guys, or the way the world goes, or like, did you learn anything from actually opening yourself and putting your message out and dealing with other guys, like? What were some of the things that you learned in doing so? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because this is the thing. I honestly, because see the way that it was funny. I put it to you like this. I remember. I forgot who said it, but it was some guy who was like, it was a rich white dude, or he was like sort of well off, where he had like $1 million or whatever, or over $1 million, and he thought that the middle class was people. He thought most people had millions of dollars. So
Right.
that was his perspective because he had millions of dollars in a certain capacity. He thought like, you know, the middle class mostly had that amount of money, but he was mistaken because, you know, he didn't really understand that there's a lot more people who is fucked up out here and got shit popping off like that. So
Right.
that's the same way I thought. I thought, yo, you know, because even like I said, when I first put out the information, I wasn't really taking it too seriously because I was like, you know, I feel like a lot of people know this shit. So what's the point? I thought I was putting it out for the small percentage of people who didn't know it, but I realized there's a large percentage of people who don't know this stuff. Right. So that's what I learned, where I was like, damn, there's a lot of people who don't know certain things when it comes to the game. And I assumed that most people did. You know what I'm saying? So as I started working and really doing this, I was like, damn, I didn't know that it was that bad. Also, this is the funny part because I watch certain people on YouTube who they'll give out advice, and I probably watch maybe 1 or 2 of their videos, and I'm like, this guy don't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Right. But he has a lot of people following him, so I'm like, that was weird to me because I was like, shit. So it's like the blind leading the blind.
It's fucking mind blowing, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, shout out to people. If I look at it like this, if a simp can watch another guy, whatever he's saying, even if it's totally off the rocker, if that can make that simp feel better about itself, kudos. Shout out to you.
Right.
But I'm like, sometimes I look like this motherfucker, like, it's clueless, but
right.
It's crazy. It's the same.
Like, and that's something I learned. I was like, shit. I was like, wow. Like, people, you know, they'll gravitate to anything. And I was like,
right.
Even if it's like not really correct or not really what's really going on. And it's just like, and I was like, oh shit. Like, I was like, shocked by that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it sucks because, and this is why I say it sucks, is because, you know, I actually like for people to improve. I like for people to really get things going, because I think the reason why, you know, because I don't consider myself a pickup artist or anything, but
right, me either, bro.
Right, the reason why, like, this industry, because, you know, they lump in pickup artists, dating coach, game advisors, whatever, they lump all of us in sort of the same category. But the reason why sometimes we get such a bad rap is because you have people out there who don't know what they're talking about, teaching people certain things. And then when these people don't get results, they're like, oh, this shit is bullshit. It's a scam. Right. It doesn't work. You understand? And it's not that it doesn't work. It's just you got taught by somebody who didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. You know
right. Yeah, I get a lot of those. I get a lot of people that like scragglers from elsewhere, and you damn near have to unlearn them. Like, like, nah, that's not the move. Like, that's not how it really goes, man.
Right.
So I get a lot of that, fam. I get a lot of that.
It's
but hey, take a second, man, to plug your shit, man. We gonna keep going though, but just take a second. You ain't gotta wait till the end to do that shit. Just do it now. That way you catch the people that got it now.
Make sure, again, you guys check me out at MrLocario.com so you get all my books, my programs. Also go to badboymembership.com. I still have a sale going on that's ending tomorrow night. So the sale is when you join the Bad Boy membership, you're going to get a free program called 10 ways to upgrade your life right now. So it's me and my dude, Miles Cunningham. You get that program absolutely free if you join the Bad Boy membership by the end of tomorrow. So go to badboymembership.com and check that out. And also hit me up on Instagram at Real Mr Locario. So that's the spot right there. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. All right, now let's go a little deeper, right? Now it's my belief, right? I believe that you know, in order to be like certified out here, in order to call yourself a player or, you know, an alpha male with the ladies or a ladies man, like, you have to have gotten scarred. You got to have some blood on your heart a little bit and some blood on your chest, right? You got to take. I believe you have to take L's with women.
Oh,
you don't not continuously though, because that's a simp for women to keep taking it. But I believe the best of us have taken some L's at some point that kind of, you know, that we learned tremendously from, right? So what was your first, right? Your first and your worst heartbreak? I don't know, even if it was one in the same, or you had a first one or a worst one. What was your first and your worst?
Man, I would say like, it's weird. I remember one, I would say that was like a like I would say a heartbreak was dealing with, and this is weird to say because it wasn't like a heartbreak in the sense of I was in love with this girl and she broke my heart because she didn't want to be with me. My heartbreaks came from realizing that certain women weren't who I thought they were. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That shit like hurt like a motherfucker. You understand me? Because you're, and again, this is like just sort of not accepting or not even just understanding certain things and not being in certain situations. Meaning like you're with a girl and let's say, for example, you've been with a girl, she's been cooperating, she's been like real good to you, the sex is great, all this other stuff. And then just all of a sudden she starts to, switch up on you a little bit. She starts to get less cooperative. She might start getting a little disrespectful. And you're like, yo, who the fuck is this woman? Who are you? Like, where's the person I know? That type of shit.
Right.
And so understanding that sort of could go down when that first happened, I was like, shit, like this is really how it goes. Cause I'll tell you, this is a story I had, I think I talked about this before. So there's a girl I was dealing with. And when we first got together, she told me that her ex used to beat her. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I was like, yo, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. Like, I was like, that's some bullshit. Like, because I don't condone motherfuckers hitting chicks. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I don't condone it. But as me and her started to do our thing or whatever, at first everything was cool. Then I remember one day, it was like one day it started to like get a little rocky. And then as time was going on a little bit, she did something or said something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember in my mind when she did or said that thing, I said to myself, oh shit, I understand why this guy hit her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You see that it was like that shit was like, oh, you see what I mean? It was like, because at first I'm like, why would this guy hit this woman? But I was like, I understand why. Even though I don't condone it, I understand why.
You get it, yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, oh shit. So it was like, and it was based off of her behavior and how she was switching up and doing all this other extra shit. So learning that and seeing that, that's what broke my heart. Understanding that, damn, like shit could just flip and switch like that. And I was like, fuck, because you think like somebody and then it's just some other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you find $100 bills and you go to the store to buy you something and you find out the motherfucker counterfeit.
Right.
That disappointment is a motherfucker, man.
Right.
So what was it as far as that go? What was your worst? And the reason I'm asking this, man, is because I want to let a lot of cats they don't really know better and they rookies and they look at us like we gods. Is not in that sense, but like we don't go through the bullshit too. And my whole thing is we do go through the bullshit. We have been through the bullshit. It's just the mentality. It's just a mentality of a winner that we have to keep pushing and to learn and to get better instead of throwing in the towel like on some MGTOW shit. That's why I asked you that so cats can see that. Yeah,
right.
So Mr. Locario, he got it going on, but he's been here too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, because I've been through I've been through shit with chicks where just in general, there's like you said, we take L's. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Meaning like, you might have been in a situation where, like you're dealing with a chick and, you probably invested way too much in the situation and then it turns out to be shit or she turns out to be fucked up or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you dealing with a chick who you thought was on point and then she does something to you or make something happen where it's kind of detrimental to your situation. You see what I mean? Like you said some chick like tried to light you on fire or some shit.
Right. Yeah. That's like, back in the days.
You know what I mean? Like crazy shit like that can happen. You're just like, what the fuck? And or like a guy might have his car windows busted out, or a chick may lie on you and said you did this when you didn't do it. It's so much shit that you're like, God damn. And so the unfortunate part is dudes, they take these type of situations to justify or make it seem like, well, see, that's why I don't be fucking with girls. And that's why I MGTOW. And it's like, bro, it's part of the game, bro. You understand?
Yeah, it's
you just got to make sure, you know what I'm saying?
It's like the price of driving. You got to pay the toll sometimes, man. Exactly. You can't hit every shot you make. Sometimes you go, man, I'm 35, bro. I still take L's. I would consider I would consider myself to be extremely thorough. I've been my
Right.
life for a long time. I still take L's.
Mhm.
A bitch just got me for damn near fucking $60 the
Right.
other day, right? Called me out of nowhere, like, oh, what's up? You know, let's go have drinks and shit. So I'm thinking this bitch gonna pay. Now I should have made this bitch pay, but I ended up having to pay for this shit. But I
Right.
still take L's. You know, I can't really,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? I can't really, I ain't fuck this bitch or nothing, man.
Right.
She had me mad, man. I'm like sitting, and you know what? $60 ain't shit. But I'm like, how did I let this bitch get me like this?
Right,
Like,
right.
on a Sunday, I ain't really got too much going on. I'm relaxing, and this bitch called me on some yo, let's meet up, right? This bitch just wanted some drinks, man. This bitch was out of there in an hour. This bitch got her drinks in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, I let this bitch get me like this, man. You know, it be like that. So we all take them, man. We take L's. I still take them.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm gonna move on, right? So now you are right, you married, right? And you're in an open marriage. So let's chop it up about that. Right. You got a wife and a girlfriend, and you deal with women on the side. Now, this is something that a lot of guys aspire to. I believe most guys in the world want to have this type of situation.
Right.
Where this is why you got a lot of guys that cheat and shit like that. A guy be married, but then he be cheating with some bitch on the side, or be, you know, fucking with this chick over here, fucking with this chick, or he have a main chick. But most guys want to be to a point to where they can have their main, they constant, the one that's down for them, they consistent, you know, they have 100% access to, but then they want to have this and this and this over here and don't know how to go about it. Right. How did you make that happen? How did Mr. Locario make that happen to where I got a wife and, you know, and the relationship is pretty much open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because, well, the thing was, my ex-girl, before I met my wife, we were in a monogamous relationship. And so I ended up cheating on my ex-girl maybe I think 17 or 18 times. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt bad. I was like, shit, man, this shit kind of whack. So when me and her broke up, and when I met my wife, and, you know, she wasn't my wife at the time, just another girl I'm talking to, you know, we were doing our thing or whatever. And so she was like, hey, I want to be with you. I want to be your girl. And I said, cool, but I want to keep it open. You know what I'm saying? And she was down for that. And so, you know, we were, you know, we've been open since like the beginning of when we was doing our thing. And so what happened was, you know, I'm dating other girls, whatever, she dating other dudes, whatever. And we just keeping it pushing. We communicate and all this other stuff. And it's not like it's an easy thing because, you know, sometimes jealousy comes into the picture of, you know, usually with me, I was never too much of the jealous type. My concern with her was always safety. So I'll be like, yo, if you going out with some dude, you know, text your friend his information, all that other shit, so we know what's popping. But she would get jealous sometimes when I would be dealing with other women. But the reason why it worked is even when I met my girlfriend, it was like, you know, we was chilling and I told her, hey, listen, I got a wife, but I'm digging you. So she was like, okay, cool. If that's your situation, that's cool, as long as, you know, everybody's on the same page. So really the main thing about it is honesty. You see what I mean?
Right.
Thinking they got a lot of girls, and this is what a lot of dudes do. They lie to women and they make the situations harder for themselves. And instead of lying, just be like, look, this is what I'm about. This is what I want to do. And we gonna do this, because I've had girls who I've dated who were messing with dudes who were married, right? But they was the guys was cheating on their wives.
Right.
The wife would find out and she'll text the girl and say, hey, you know, you're messing with my husband, don't call back here, like some goofy shit like that. And it's like goofy shit. But I'm like, look, if everybody's honest, or even a guy who's in a relationship and you want to fuck other women, just be like, yo, listen, I want to be with you, but I'm gonna fuck other women. You see what I'm saying?
Right. It's easy. A lot of guys too. A lot of guys don't realize that most women will go for it. Right. But I would say if you do if you did that to 100 women, 95 will go for it.
Right.
I try to tell guys too, like, and I realized this too when I was younger, man, that women really, when they catch you cheating, it's more so the fact that you was lying and being deceitful about it than the other bitch. They, like, a lot of these simp guys, they don't, you know, they be complaining about, oh, well, why is she staying with this loser? He cheated on her and shit. It's not that she cares that he was fucking some other bitch. It's that she's distraught about him being deceitful and dishonest and leading motherfucker on. Nobody want to be played. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been caught up several times, and I've never been a woman that never left me for dealing with other women ever in my life.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's never been an issue, and that's what again. This is why I said at the beginning where I was like, "Is the difference between hearing about the game and living the situation."
Right.
You see the real deal. So this is why a lot of dudes who don't live it, they don't know. This is why they'll say, "Oh, you can't have a wife and a girl, and you can't be dealing with this girl and tell her about this girl," because in their mind they don't think it's possible, and they don't think it's possible because they're not living it. You see what I'm saying? That's crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, as far as with the open marriage, it's interesting to me.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting, man, because I don't know. My thing is this. I don't want to be married to nobody. Fuck.
Right.
Fuck I ain't got time for that shit, right?
Right.
A lot of these guys want this, like they want this polygyny thing or to be married to more than one wife. I'm like, my shit is, and to each his own, but my opinion on it is, or my idea on it is like, I don't want to marry one bitch. What the fuck do I want to marry two bitches? Like that's right. So how do you fucking deal with like the multiple personality when I know that there's a level of being that you're honest, that there's a level of peace with that honesty. There's a level of that you know, it's a level of freedom. But explain to guys how do you manage the women's emotions, because when you have women like that, especially that you obligated to in relationships, when marriages and shit, you kind of obligated to their feelings as well and their well-being. So how do you balance that between different women?
Yeah, like that's the thing. The thing is this, and you know, it's a lot of, and I did a video about this I think a month ago. I was talking about how, you know, it's a lot of different energy that you're going to deal with. So you have to be prepared to handle that. So you got to be up for it. Like if you're not up for that, then it doesn't make sense to have really, like, you know, significant relationships with multiple women. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Because see, dudes just thinking about the sex part, right? So
right.
It's one thing if you just hooking up with a bunch of chicks, that's whatever. You just meet them when you meet them, y'all fucking, y'all keep it moving. But let's say you got 2 or 3 girls that you're actually involved with, like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like these are like your chicks. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So what happens is that there's going to be a lot of their emotion coming your way. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of their energy coming your way. So you got to be able to handle that. But also I say at the same time, because this is what guys always ask me. They say, "Yo, how are you okay with your wife or your girl, or whoever, messing with other dudes?"
I was gonna get to that, bro.
Right. And see, that's part of it, is that you actually, if you're in this situation, a lot of times you're gonna want them to mess with other dudes. You understand what I'm saying? Because the thing is, if you, let's say for example, because some guys, they'll say they want 3 women that's only fucking with them. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you could do that, but what you got to understand is that's a lot more responsibility and energy that you're taking on, because all 3 of those women are only dealing with you, meaning that every little thing is coming your way. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus if you say you're dealing with 3 women, but they're free to, like, you know, do their little thing on the side, right? What happens is that the energy is shared. It's you know, spread around. So that means that, let's say all 3 of your chicks are feeling a certain type of way. They don't necessarily need to bring all that to you. They'll bring some of that to that next dude. They're gonna go on. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It frees up energy for you. You see what I mean? And so that's the thing, where that's part of why you do it. See, the problem is that guys, they don't like thinking about this because they're thinking about it through sex. Meaning, guys don't like the idea of their
woman banging somebody else,
another guy. You understand what I'm saying? But what I always say is that sex is like I remember this dude. He has this website called blackdragonblog.com, I think, or something like that. But he was saw him do a video one time. He was basically saying, like, sex is like it's just the act, meaning like it's your penis going into the vagina. You're just fucking whatever. It's like, he says, basically like shaking hands. When you shake hands with somebody, your hand is touching their hand and y'all shaking. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's just an activity. Same thing with sex. But the thing is, guys, they put so much emphasis on sex because of our ego. They're like, oh, but you know, she's fucking with this other guy, and what if he has a bigger dick than me? Or, oh, she's gonna start to get influenced by this guy, and his DNA is gonna get in her vagina. You know, all
that's some old bullshit. Yeah,
right. So they think about all that other stuff. But what you gotta understand is that the sex is, that's like the lowest level, right?
Right.
Caleb Jones, I think, is the dude's name, but from Black Dragon Law. But the sex is like the lowest level to me, meaning that when I'm dealing with a woman, I'm not looking at it through the eyes of sex. I'm looking at it through the eyes of what can she do to benefit me overall as me being on my purpose, right? So the thing is that, and this goes towards even marriage and all this other stuff. See, what guys don't understand is this, and this is what I had to learn over time. You want a woman to cooperate with you, right? When you deal with her, what you have to understand is that there's levels of cooperation, and so what happens is that you can only get up to a certain level of cooperation based off of the position the woman is in your life.
Man, say that again, bro.
Right. So,
listen.
Right. This is what dudes don't get. This is what I'm trying to explain to these cats, right? Based off of the position the girl is in your life, that's the height of cooperation she's going to give you. So, for example, if a girl is just your fuck buddy, right? A fuck buddy will never give you the level of cooperation that a girlfriend would give you. And a girlfriend is never going to give you the level of cooperation that a wife will give you. You understand what I'm saying? So what I mean is this. I'll put it to you this way. Let's say, for example, you own a company, right?
Right.
And I have you working in the mailroom, right? You just putting envelopes and sticking them in the slots or whatever, right? So you're working in the mailroom, and you're just doing that thing, right? But the one of the highest positions in those companies is the vice president. You feel what I'm saying? So you want to be vice president, but you're still in the mailroom. You feel what I'm saying? And so what happens is, if I come to you and I say, hey, listen, mailroom person, I want you to do vice president work, but I'm going to still pay you mailroom wages. You're going to look at that motherfucker like, fuck you mean? Fuck out. I'm not doing no vice president shit for mailroom wages. Right. If I become the vice president and I get to be in that office and I get to get that salary, then I'll work that vice president shit like a motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? Right. You can't tell that mailroom person to do the vice president work in that situation. And you can't even fucking say to the mailroom person, hey, listen, I'll let you stay in the vice president's office, but you're still going to do mailroom work and whatever. So you'll pretend to be vice president, but you're really not. They're not going to feel that either. They want you to be vice president. So once they're the vice president, they're going to give you vice president work. So the same thing happens for women. What happens is a woman, she'll cooperate with you. But what happens is that if you're asking her or you're telling her to do something or to relate to you in a certain way, but she's not in that position, it's going to be hard for her to want to do it because she's not in the position. You see?
And I tell guys this all the time. That's like a law of compensation thing, right? Right. Where is you can get a woman to, and guys like me run into this fairly frequently, right? To where I can have a woman doing whatever. But there comes a time where the law of compensation says you're not giving enough, right? She's putting in. Right. And she's putting in. It's just nature, right? It has nothing to do with me or the woman. Right. She's putting in. You ain't really kicking out, right? All you give is energy, right? And it'll come a time to where that woman to get tired of it and walk away. So that's right. That's I deal with that. Like I deal with that fucking all year, every year. That's the story of my fucking life, right? Right.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, but also too, you don't want to give the woman vice president position just because,
and she's not qualified.
She has to be able to work from the mailroom and then work her way up to vice president. So she has to show that she's worth that. And so once she shows that she's worth that, what happens is that you give her that type of salary, that type of compensation, that type of payment, which is you being the man, also treating her as that woman that's in that position in your life. So it's a balance to where you're getting that level of cooperation and she's getting that level of or she's getting that type of treatment from you. Because like if I'm dealing with two different girls, let's say I have my wife and then let's say I have like a random girl I met last week, right? The random girl I met last week is never going to get the treatment that my wife gets because my wife is doing way more for me to get a certain type of treatment from me. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's the thing where there's levels to the cooperation. So even when, you know, guys will be like, oh, you know, when they're talking about the marriage thing, because even dudes, they ask me, they say, yo, why would you get married if, you know, you're in an open relationship? Why don't you just like be single and fuck? And I said, see, you're not understanding that it's not about the fucking. That's the part dudes don't get. You see,
right.
That's the part dudes don't get because, for example, the reason why I've been able to make the money that I've made and to be as successful as I am is partly in due part to my wife.
Right.
Which was cooperating with me to the point to where she helped me with certain things that I was doing with this business to get it to that level, right? So if I'm dealing with her, why would I give a fuck if she goes over and fuck some guy for 7 minutes? What that got to do with anything? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I was on my live stream yesterday, this guy was calling and he was talking about, yo, but women got the high body counts. He was like, I don't want to walk into a club and 5 dudes is in there that smashed my wife. And I'm like, well,
man, most women have high body counts. That was most women.
Most
women are in like mid double digits, and especially if they're from a big city.
Right. Because I'm like, look, I could walk into a spot with my girl or whoever I'm with, you know, and you know, 5 or 6 guys I was there could have hit it. But guess what? If I'm really dealing with this woman, and let's say she helped me make 6 figures last year, right? She helped me make 6 figures. Y'all just got the fuck.
Yeah, you don't know how to bring the value out of a bitch, right?
Exactly.
You don't know how to pull. You don't know how to extract value. I'm the king. I can. It ain't sex. Ain't nothing to get. I definitely feel you there, fam.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Because dudes are so focused on the sex and their ego, and also but this is what dudes think. They think that because, and this is the fallacy. A lot of guys think, oh well, if another dude's fucking your girl, that means that, you know, he's gonna have influence over your girl. Right now, if you've been with a girl for 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, whatever, that's your girl or whatever. And let's say y'all in an open relationship, just like, you know, like how I am or whatever. Right. And this is what I've learned. That shit doesn't happen. This is because look, it's like this. I always use this example. If you go on a trip to London for a week, are you going to come back with a London accent? Not at all. So,
right.
You know what I mean? So that doesn't even compute. But dudes, they think just the fact that, you know, your chick fucked some guy for 5 minutes, that means, oh my gosh, she's gonna like, you know, no, she's not. You feel what I'm saying? If you've instilled time after time certain principles and certain things with your girl, she's a reflection of you, not some random dude she fucked yesterday. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's the same thing with you know, how people are sort of brought up and conditioned over time. Just like anything we believe or anything that we you know, adhere to is based off of our years and years of conditioning. Right. So it's not like you learned something over years and you believe a certain thing and you're going to go somewhere for 2 minutes and then that's going to change your whole belief system over. It doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. So if your girl is influenced by you and she's a reflection of you, you ain't got to worry about no sex thing. Because see, this is what I want guys to understand. Sex is so minuscule on the shit, and people put so much emphasis on it because they're like, well, if a girl had sex with all these guys, she can't pair bond. I'm like, bruh, I've been with my wife for 14 years. You know?
Right.
14 years.
Right. Exactly.
And so I'm like, you know,
see, that's just you know what that is though, man. You know what that is when guys say shit like that. It's just guys are subconsciously trying to put handcuffs on women, right? Trying to lock women into this in the house, and it's just what do you call this shit? Like a social convention that guys have come up with. I would say insecure guys have come up with to kind of put handcuffs on bitches. Like body count has nothing to do with whether a woman pair bonds, fam. That's oxytocin. Now, if something is wrong with her brain chemically, if she's fucked up in the head, then she wouldn't be able to pair bond, but a body count has nothing to do with that.
Exactly. So, that's what I've been trying to tell cats. I'm like, yo, it's not the actual act of the sex. A lot of times the reason why a chick can't bond with you is because it's based off of her actual experiences. With men. So for example, you could meet a girl who had sex with, let's say the girl had sex with 25 guys in her life, and for some guys that's a lot of dudes, whatever, right?
I don't even know. That's most women. That's like like the clean side of women,
right? That's most women. Now, let's say 90% of those guys, let's say 23 of those guys or 24 of those guys or whatever, treated her real good. She had real good experiences. She had fun with all these guys. Everything was cool. They respected her. Everything was cool. And, you know, they just had their fun and she kept it moving. Because she has actual positive experiences with men, when she gets to you, she's going to also have that positive experience with you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus if she was with a bunch of dudes who beat the shit out of her, told her she wasn't shit, she could have only been with 4 guys like that or 3 guys. You're gonna be able to bond with her because her mentality is all fucked up when it comes to men.
And even in still, you still can. It just takes more. It takes longer, man. But as long as her body is functioning like the way her body should function, any woman can produce oxytocin, and that's what that's the chemical that causes us to pair bond, or causes women to pair bond with us. It has nothing to do with sex. That shit is ridiculous when I hear people say that shit.
But again, that's what I'm saying. It's the ego thing. It's like dudes don't like the thought of that. But also too, I'm probably gonna do a whole video about this maybe this week, where a lot of guys truthfully wouldn't be able to handle being in an open relationship with their girl anyway. Because
I don't even think I'm there yet. So I'm sitting here giving you the kudos. If I was to be in one, I don't think I'm there yet. So
because this is the thing, because dudes always ask me, they're like, yo, how do you deal with your girl being with other guys or whatever? And I'm like, well, truthfully, I'm too busy fucking some other girl. You understand what I'm saying? Think about that. But see, that's the thing, is that most guys wouldn't be able to do that because there's a lot of guys, because I know a lot of guys who either are in open relationships or are trying open relationships with their women, and they're having a tough time. Why? Because they don't have the level of game to get multiple women. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. If you're a guy who is in an open relationship with your girl and you see that she's messing with other dudes, but you're not getting no other girls, that fucks with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna fuck with you. So I always tell guys, listen, I suggest for guys to, if they're trying to do that, you got to really step up your game, because that's not going to be fun for you. You feel what I'm saying? The reason why it's fun for me is because I'm able to go out and do other things with other women. You feel what I'm saying? If I was sitting there like, damn, ain't no girls trying to fuck with me, I can't, then I would be like, shit, I don't like this shit. You know what I mean?
Right. That's crazy. That was a good little session right there, man, on that whole thing. And I actually learned a lot, man, and that opened my eyes to a lot as far as that. Because I've always just done my shit, especially now. Like, okay, it's open with me. Like with me, once I get to a certain level, right? Once I get to a certain level with a woman, so let's say I'm dealing with a bitch for like, I'm dealing with a bitch for like 6 months, right? There will come a time in the beginning. I don't care who you fuck with, but there will come a time for me where. And maybe there's just ego. Maybe I gotta go look in the fucking mirror, right? But there will come a time to where I would require, and it's not a thing to where I'm forceful or nothing. Like, you can do what the fuck you want to do, but in order for me to give you a certain level of whatever I have to take it to that next step, even if it's not a relationship or commitment, I need to be the only one, right? Like, I have to be. That's my mentality. I don't even know, like I say, maybe it's an ego thing, but for me, and also I do realize that like, if your game not strong enough, it's going to be hard for a woman to deal with 2 different people at the same time. Like, I always believe that you can't serve 2 masters. Like, so if you got a woman, let's say you don't have a woman that's submissive, and then she got a guy over here, or if she dealing with me, or let's say like the average Joe fucking with this chick, right? He's just fucking with this chick, or she fucking with me. It's gonna be hard for her to submit to him, because I can make her do it easily. You dig what I'm saying? So that's the thing with me, to where it's like, okay, I need 100% from you. I don't need you to okay, you may bone or whatever, but I don't need you to be giving you know, that energy over there. I need 100% over here.
Oh no, I agree.
That's what
I agree with you. And that's the thing. See, the thing is this: you could have a situation where, because I know a guy like that too, where he has a situation where, you know, he's in an open situation, but it's more so, the woman is just with him, and then he does his own thing. You
right? That's my style right there.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can do that too. I personally don't like doing that, because I don't want all that fucking emotional energy just coming my way. So I like spread that shit around. But as far as the whole thing, like you brought up a good point about the whole thing about serving two masters. See, the thing is that she won't, if that's your girl. You see what I'm saying? Like, if that's your girl, that's your wife, that's your girlfriend or whatever, she's with you. You know what I'm saying? The other stuff is just extracurricular activity. You see
right.
He doesn't necessarily even need to take it to that level with the other guy. And this is the funny part. Most guys aren't going to even want to take it to that level with her. Why? Because she with you. You see what I'm saying?
I got you. Right.
So that's the thing that dudes, that's the other side of the coin dudes don't get, where is that a lot of times, like, let's say you got your girl and you're in an open relationship, 9.9% of the guys that she deal with, they just trying to fuck anyway. They're not trying to wife up your girl because your girl's with you. So they're not taking her that seriously anyway. You understand? Right. In a lot of situations. Now, based off of how the level of where you're at, because you can have a situation where your girl, like if it gets to that level, because sometimes people have open relationships or polygamous relationships where it's just a casual thing where y'all just fuck. But there are situations where your girl could get with another guy and he could be like her side guy. You understand what I'm saying? But even with that, there still has to be the more dominant person, which is you, because he came in with her being with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when you say because your girl is a reflection of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so because she's a reflection of you, she is basically you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When he's coming in, it's like, okay, he's coming in with the knowledge that she already got the master right here. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she doesn't recognize that, like you said, because there's certain girls who they're very insecure, they're all over the place. They're not really that coachable. Those are the type of chicks where if they fucking with some other dude and they fucking with you, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how
got you. Right.
So you got to just know which type of girl you're dealing with at that point.
Right. I like that approach, man. Like I believe too. I got a video I'm gonna do probably within the next week about what's the boxer guy? He like yoked his bitch up. He like yoked the bitch up. Yeah. Like and that makes me think about, like, even with this whole social convention of, oh, well, yeah, you can't pair bond if you're fucking this guy and this guy, like that old bullshit. It's where like guys are trying to control women, like trying to control them instead of letting them free and letting them do their own thing. That's the ultimate control. Like if I would rather have your mind in a sense of where, like, bitch, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? But I have you so, you know, I have such an effect on you that you still, you know, carry out my will, regardless of I'm in your face or controlling you. Like I don't want to your phone. That's the mark of an ultimate player. Until you can get to that point, you know what I'm saying? And you know, because I got cousins and homies and shit. They girls wear certain shit. And they be like, oh, you can't wear that. I'm like, why do you want your girl to be, you know, in some fucking mental prison, dude? Like you want a bitch to be free, man. That's the ultimate, you know, test to your game. Can your girl be free and still carry out your will? You dig what I'm saying? That's my with that.
Right, because you know the funny part is this, and this is what I really hope people understand, because I told us before, is you can't, like, even when we talk about cooperation, a woman dealing with you, a woman fucking with you, whatever, and this is the funny part about game, you don't really make a woman do anything. Like you don't really control why a woman does what she does. A woman does what she does based off of her own selfish desires and needs. Right. So now what happens is that you as a man, what it is that you are there to influence her to make better decisions and to follow a direction that you're going, because you're saying, I'm choosing to deal with you. I'm choosing to take you on as my girl or someone I'm going to have in my life or someone I'm going to share time with and spend time with. So I'm influencing you to basically make better decisions and to learn from me, and so I can upgrade your mind and all this other stuff, so I can have your mind, I can get your mind. So what happens is that it's still her mind, but because she's influenced by you, that's what makes her want to do the things she's doing. So it's not you're like saying, don't wear that dress, don't wear that dress. It's like, listen, I'm with you, and I don't like when women that I'm with are dressed like this when this is occurring. So if you want to be with me, this is the type of shit you need to do. So it's her self-checking herself to say, damn, well, this dress right here is cool, but I it's not worth losing this guy. You understand?
Right.
And I respect what he's talking about, and I see what he's saying to the point where now I'm going to, go in this direction because this makes more sense to me based off of my desire to be with him. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not you forcing the girl or like, you got to do this, and you got to, that shit don't work. It's about, like you said, giving her that freedom, but also instilling certain principles and instilling certain things in her so that she sort of sees it from a certain perspective so that it becomes something she actually wants to do. Because the type of cooperation you get from a woman is not necessarily because she's not doing it for you. She's actually doing it for herself, but it's happening because it's something she wants to do. So for example, simple example, let's say you're a guy who likes skiing, right?
Right.
And you're like, I want a chick that's going to ski with me, right? She's not skiing because you want to ski. She's skiing because she likes skiing. So she's cooperating with you because she likes skiing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When a woman cooperates with you, she's like, I like what this guy's about, and he's going down a direction I want to go with. I want to go too. So it's not you making her do anything. It's her recognizing the value in you that pertains to her. Do you see what I'm
saying? Right. When a woman, the thing is too, like that's a cold game, man. And I'll say this: when a woman is submissive to you freely, right? That's forever. That lasts forever, man. So long as you have your game on point. But submission by force doesn't last long. And you can look at history, man. Even with countries and different people and shit. Like in America, I'm not gonna get too deep, but. We pretty much controlled freely though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not to where it's like we in some third world country and we got like a communist regime and we wanna buck the system, right?
Right.
We don't have a reason to buck it. We are very controlled here, but we have so much freedom to where our governments just sit back and we exert their will. And it's just a freedom thing. And you want to have the same type of thing with your women, man. Like to where you let her roam, man. And if she do your bidding, she fuck with you. If she don't, move on. Find you somebody that will. That's it with that. But I'm gonna move on, man, because I know you got to go in a little bit. And I wanted you to touch on, your views, right? And I think you're most, you're adamant about a lot of shit, but one thing you always drive home is you don't need looks or money to get women, right?
Right.
You don't need looks and money to get women. I semi agree with you there, right? But unpack that first, and then I'll interject maybe later on. But unpack that more for the guys that's listening who are stuck in a place to where it's like, oh, I gotta get my money up, or I gotta get my look up. Oh, I gotta get my, I gotta get my shit together, or the bitches ain't gonna fuck with me. Especially the younger guys, because that type of paralysis of the mind leaves them stuck, and they never really get in the game because they're conflicted. You dig what I'm saying? So unpack that for them.
Right. Well, see, the thing is this: if you're the type of guy who has a girl and you are thinking about getting married and having kids and buying a house and all that other shit, if that's the point where you're at, then yeah, you're gonna need some money. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But most dudes aren't talking about that. Most guys are talking about, I want to go out to the club, bag me a bad shorty and smash. That's what dudes is talking about. So when in that regard, you don't need to be the best looking guy in the world, and you don't need money. You see what I'm saying? And so what I'm saying is that when it comes to looks, first of all, looks are subjective. So based off of how you look, there's going to be certain girls who are going to be feeling how you look, or how you look, just your face and your body, whatever. And there's certain girls who's not going to be feeling it. Now, if you look like a certain type of guy based off of whatever area you're in or whatever country you're in or whatever, if that's the certain look, you may get more chicks gravitating to you than other guys, right? But at the end of the day, what most guys think is that if you don't look like Idris Elba or Morris Chestnut or Brad Pitt or whoever, right? If you don't have those type of looks, you can't get girls at all. They're like, it's over, you can't do shit. And then you have guys who think that it's that you need money and you need to get your shit together, have a nice car, all this other crazy stuff in order to get a girl to want to fuck with them. And all I'm saying is this is simply about sex appeal.
Right.
The thing that drives a woman to want to have sex with you. You see what I mean? It's really that simple. So the money and the you looking the greatest don't even matter because you can still get it. Now, if you're a good looking dude, can you get chicks because you're good looking? Of course. If you're a good looking dude, or some women are gonna make it easier for you because they think you're good looking, of course that's gonna happen. My point in talking about looks don't matter is to say that is not the end all be all, and it still doesn't matter because if you don't look like that, you can still get a lot of chicks. And so I try to take the excuse out of the equation because
I got you now.
Yeah, that's literally the main reason why I try to tell dudes that it don't matter because the excuse is I don't look good, so I can't get girls. But I'm like, nah, you can't even use that as an excuse because there's a lot of guys who aren't the best looking guys who run around and get mad chicks all day.
Right.
Well, that's what it is.
So it's an excuse. So now I got you more. Like I'm feeling where you're coming from more. It's more so excuse because my thing was shit, man. I've been broke. I've been fucking bitches all my life.
Right.
And I've been broke doing it, and I've been balling out doing it.
Right.
Like, to another level, but to where you can see it. The jewelry, the Rolexes, all this shit, the designer shoes and clothes, the cars and shit. And living like that definitely made it 100 times easier. Like I don't want to say you don't need game on that level, but I mean you do because if you don't have it, they're gonna take it. Like one job is to take your fucking resources. So you definitely need some game, but having it like that definitely made it 100 times easier. Like you just pull up on a woman and you go pick them up and it's like, well, where we going? We're gonna go to a hotel room. But if you pull up in that same bitch and and I'm talking about women mid-20s. I'm not talking about college bitches and goofy 17 to 18-year-old bitches, right?
Right.
But you pull up on a bitch and it's like, oh, get in. Where we going? We're gonna go to a hotel room. I couldn't do that in a fucking Chevy Impala versus versus a fucking Maserati. You know what I'm saying? It's a different level. So that's where when I would hear you say that, that's where I kind of disagree with like that money help it. That money help you a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And women view, I believe women view guys getting money as the alpha. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that they see alpha, especially in like hood environments and environments like the hood and shit like that. When you get into paper like that, women view you as the top.
Right. See, that's probably why I don't be fucking with hood chicks. So, you know, because I'm like, yo.
Right.
I've been in situations where, because like I fucked with chicks who was like 6 figures, millionaire type of chicks, and I and I roll up on them and be like, yo, let's go to the hotel, and they pay for the hotel. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So like what you're saying is correct, but that's what I'm saying. It depends on
the environment
you're dealing with, right? Because but again, that goes back to the point of what I was saying too, is that yes, you can do that and get that, but you can also not do that and still
get it. Right.
That's my whole point about the game is that I always try to tell dudes like, look, just like I always use the example of the college degree. I say, yo, you can get a great job with a college degree, but you can also get a great job without a college degree. So you can get a chick without being the best looking dude, or you can get a chick with being the best looking dude, or you can get a chick without the fancy car, or you can get a chick with the fancy car. So either way you can get it. So when dudes think, and this is what I say, at the end of the day, what you have is you. So let's say you lose the car, you lose the money, you lose the job, right? So now it's like, what you're gonna say? Well, I can't fuck with no girls. Like, you see what I mean? That's what dudes think. They're like, oh, I can't fuck with no girls until I get this, and that. And so that part subconsciously makes it a crutch for you. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing where it's a thing where, you need to be able to. It's like if you want to be the type of person where somebody could throw you in the middle of nowhere with nothing but sneakers and shorts on, and you be able to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus,
That's why, I advocate too. I advocate. I hear a lot of guys say, "Oh, fuck the bitches, fuck these hoes, fuck that." No, deal with women, especially while you broke, especially when you're young. Now, when you 30 plus and shit like that, get your shit together. But
that's the thing. You're supposed to, and that's the thing. That's supposed to be a given. Like you're
supposed
to get your shit together when you're an older man and you're a man. That and that's the thing I told dudes. That has absolutely nothing really to even do with the women. That's like shit you should be doing as a man, period. You know,
right.
So that should be a given. So my thing is, if you don't got your shit together and you're a man, then that's a whole nother problem. You feel what I'm saying?
Like, right. Yes, I say like I believe that like you should date broke when you're young and in college and shit like that. You should develop game then, because like I said earlier, I believe women are hardwired to drain you, like, and not in a bad way, but women are hardwired to drain you and to get something from you. So if you don't have game that you developed when you was fucking bitches when you was broke and develop that game, when you do get your shit together, you can cancel Christmas, bro.
Right, they're gonna take all your shit.
And you're gonna have another MGTOW member. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, but I'm gonna wrap it up, man. I know you say you gotta get out of here in a few minutes. If you can give me, I always tell the guys that follow me and guys that I coach and stuff like that they need to come up with 5 rules. I have 10. I got a video on my channel about my 10 rules that I deal with as far as my player rules that I go by, and I don't break them for nobody, right?
Right.
I always tell guys to come up with 5 rules, right, that they live by. Do you have a set of codes to where you live by when it comes to dating, right? And if you do, can you share them?
Right. Yeah. Let me think. Like I would say, like one is, you know, I don't compromise who I am for women.
Right.
2, I charge chicks to the game when there's extreme disrespect.
Right.
You know, 3, I would say, like, I always put myself first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll say 4th one maybe it would be like, you know, like, 4th one is if I don't smash by the second time I see you,
it's a wrap. I'm the same way, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's the 4th one. I'll say the 5th one is, you know, I'll say like stay on your purpose, stay on your path. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you know what I mean? Because a lot of dudes, they kind of get a little fickle sometimes when they meet a chick, and then the chick want to do this or do that, and then they start acting different because of the girl. It's like, no, you got to stick with what you're trying to do and keep.
That's what attracted her to you in the first place.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Exactly. Now my last one, right? I always tell guys this too, like as far as like helping them get to a point in their lives to where they're more confident in their approach and confident in their dealings with women. I always tell them to write out a piece of paper and write your qualities on how you can make a woman's life better, right? Write the qualities down, and every day you strive to make this list longer. And it's not necessarily with women, it's with life too. So you make a list about women and you make a list about the world. What qualities do I have that I can make the world a better place, right? And then with children, how can I make children a better place, right? As far as with women go, because we talking about the bitches and shit on here, right, in the game. What are some ways, and this is for the guys so they can see how we think and how we have that confidence. It's from doing stuff like this. And it's not necessarily that you may have sat down and wrote out a list, but I'm pretty sure you know when you step to a bitch, you know how you can upgrade her. You know how you can make her life better. You know, it's almost like you should be lucky, bitch. I'm Locario. You can't do something. I can do something for you. What are some ways that you can make a woman's life better? And not tricking. I ain't talking about tricking. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'll say like you know, yeah, one of the ways is like, you know, it's giving the woman like your knowledge and wisdom,
right?
You know, so that you can help upgrade her mind, but also you got to see if she's coachable and worthy of the knowledge and wisdom. That's one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? two, just you got to be honest with her. You know what I'm saying? Like I made the mistake in the past of, lying to women and doing certain things. And sometimes, and this is a thing I got to say too, is that one of the mistakes I made in the past was, there was a girl I was with and I lied to her because not because I wanted to lie or I was like trying to get over on her. I lied to her because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to still be truthful, even if it's going to hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? So that's another thing where you just got to just be raw with it. And that's gonna definitely help her out because that brings some more down to earth and down to reality. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was saying another thing is, don't make promises you can't keep. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Guys, they talk a lot of shit, and it's just like, because what happens is you tell a girl, yeah, girl, I want to be with you, and I'm gonna be your man. I'm gonna, you say all this because you're trying to get some pussy, and you say, right. But that's not really what you're about. That's not really your spirit and your heart is not really in it. You're just saying it just to say it because you think that's gonna get you pussy. Right. You fuck her, and then you want some pump and dumb shit, and then that creates more of that anger and frustration and resentment in the woman. And this is why a lot of you guys, end up running into women who got issues. You see, it ain't the body count. It's the guy. It's the fucking way the dude is coming at her.
Man, excellent breakdown, man. It's not the body count. It's the bullshit.
Exactly. It's the bullshit count. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it is. So, you guys got to stop doing that if you want, to upgrade these chicks' minds, and I would just say, like, I guess the last thing I would say probably too is just, be more about what you're about, because then that makes the woman see the reality of who you really are and who he is in relation to you. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we might, some guys will sort of either bend over backwards with a girl, tell her what she wants to hear, act a certain way because you think this is going to be more beneficial to the situation. But it's more so like, be who you are, be what you're about, be honest with yourself, so that when she's dealing with you, she gets that honest representation, not just through what you're saying, but through how you're being. So she gets real honest, experience with you. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's going to teach her a lot, about being with a real dude, so that when she, gets with another guy who's also real, because if you're a real motherfucker, then she's more likely to be more cooperative with you because you're a reminder of what she had before when she was with another real dude.
Cleaning up the world, man. Exactly. Cleaning up the world. I like that approach, man. Not on no scumbag shit. That's real, man. It makes the dating game a better arena.
Exactly.
When you can come on some honorable shit, man. Mm-hmm. You don't gotta be a scumbag to get no bitches, man.
Real talk.
So. But yeah, that's what I got for you, man. I really appreciate you for coming on, man. I really
appreciate you, man.
Dropping that OG wisdom on shit. Me too, because I learned a lot, especially with that the open relationship shit. That was heavy. That piece was heavy, man. Plug your shit, man. Plug your shit some more.
Yeah, well, definitely, guys. Hit me up at MrLocario.com. Go to badboymembership.com. Remember, the sale is still on. When you join the Bad Boy membership, you're going to get a free program called 10 Ways to Upgrade Your Life right now. I'm telling you, that program is on point. So it's going to teach you ways to upgrade your shit. So if you are, not getting the type of girls you want, this teach you how to upgrade. If you're not getting the type of money you want, teaches you how to upgrade. If whatever in your life you want to upgrade, that program will help you out with a lot of different shit. So make sure you guys go to Bad Boy membership. Join the Bad Boy membership, get that free program, and also hit me up on Instagram at Real Mr Locario. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fellas, too. Before I get up out of here, man, I know a lot of you guys think, "Oh, well, you charge this, you charge that." Listen, man, in order to be where you're trying to be, you're gonna have to pay in some type of way. You're going to have to sacrifice.
Exactly.
So you're gonna sacrifice your little feelings, your heart, or you can pay $50-$60 to get this knowledge. That way you don't go around the wrong street. Because I paid this where I'm at in the game. I paid dearly for it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I paid dearly for it. Without what I'm trying to accomplish in my life is, with different businesses and whatever. Sometimes I have to pay $100 for a course to learn how to market on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But that'll say that $100 will save me thousands of dollars and burn So young guys, fellas, invest in yourself, man, especially if it's an arena where you want to go. So if you want to be good with the ladies, go to Bad Boy membership, go to my shit, invest. Spend that couple bucks. It ain't gonna fucking hurt you. You spend the shit on weed anyway.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, man, that's it, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I definitely appreciate you again, Mr. Locario.
Yeah, man, appreciate
anything you need from me, let me know if you need anything from me. I got you, fam.
All right,
we're gonna get up out of here.
All right, y'all be safe. Peace.
All right, peace, man.
All right.